Here we go, heading south to Miami. It's the 25th of March. Going down to Panorama to meet with our tower crew. Give them an idea of what we expect them to do for the next 6 months. So just thought I'd give you a very quick update and kind of video form to chronologically let people know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. Hope you all have a very, very nice day. I'm just leaving Vero Beach right now, coming up on Route 1 and Indian River Drive, and I'm heading south on Route 1 to get to the turnpike and then just barrel on down there. It should take 3 hours to get there. Unfortunately, the last hour of the trip at the Golden Glades exit could take as long as 1 hour to go 15 miles. That's not a good thing. No, sir. Not a good thing whatsoever. Anyway, have a great day. Alrighty, folks. So it's coming up on 9 o'clock on the 25th of March, and I'm 1 mile away from PGA Boulevard in West Palm Beach, and I'm about 80 miles from Miami. It says I'm going to be there about 10:30. Well, don't hold your breath on that one, because as I mentioned in the previous video, once you get down here to the Golden Glades exit of where all these roads merge together, you're 15 miles from where I'm going, or I'm 15 miles from where I'm going, and it could take as much as an hour or more to get there to go that last 15 miles. So even though it says I'm going to be there by 10:30, it's going to probably be more like 11:15, 11:30. And we also got to remember, of course, we're in the middle of the season, and so there's a lot of extra traffic going on here. So this is my update as I just passed PGA Boulevard here in West Palm Beach. Alrighty, folks, it is coming up on about 9:45, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale, just passing Sunrise Boulevard. It says I have about 29 miles to go to get to Panorama in Miami. So traffic has been relatively good. There was a little snafu back at Delray Beach, just a case of the construction on the highway. And so far it looks like we're right on schedule. My Google Maps says I'm going to be there by 10:30. I seriously doubt that that's going to happen. But nonetheless, we'll give it a try. It says right now 3 miles to the airport here in Fort Lauderdale. Moved to Fort Lauderdale in 1956. A long time. There was no I-95 when I moved to Fort Lauderdale in 1956, and now I'm on I-95 on my way to Miami. All right, so, no, I'm not on 95. Scratch that. I'm on the turnpike. So, that's my update for now. Everything seems to be going reasonably well. I see that the tower crew they're doing a job in Miami, and they say it's going smoothly, so they're looking to meet me at about 11:30, 12:30, somewhere in there. So kind of right for the moment, right on schedule. My glasses are on top of my head in case you wonder what that is. Car is noisy. It's time to get a new Kia. This car right now has 97,311 miles on it, and I paid $3.33 for a gallon of gas today. Now it says 22 miles to Miami, so let's see what happens. Alrighty, check in with you when I get to the Golden Glades exit. Okay, here is the fun part. As you can see, let me see if I can fix this camera around a little bit. I'm at the Golden Glades exit of the turnpike and I-95, and there's only 2 lanes here, and this is where usually the big bottleneck is. I'm 14 miles from Panorama. Right now the time is 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to be there by about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And this looks like it might actually go a little bit faster than I had anticipated. But as you can see, cars are coming in every direction. And everywhere you look around here, I can't really take the camera out and be a cameraman and a driver at the same time, but there are just roads coming in every direction at this particular point, and they all sort of intersect and go over and under each other. I just passed the Hard Rock Hotel on the right-hand side, which is owned by the Seminole Indians, and the Hard Rock Stadium, which is where the Dolphins play, and they are all set up now for a big tennis tournament sports going on there right now as we speak, and I had never noticed that they actually build a tennis stadium at the Hard Rock football complex to have this big tennis tournament going on. So I just passed it a few minutes ago. Too bad I couldn't get my camera out and take a couple of shots of it, because they bring in the bleachers, they bring in everything. It looks really good on TV, but that's going on as we speak. So now I'm making it to the next area here where it says 95 South Miami International Airport, and lots of traffic going north now. That's going very slowly, but for the moment I see nice roads here. Good heavens, seem to be making much better progress than normal, so I'm looking forward to being able to get on the, I can actually see 95 ahead of me now, and that means that, oh, this is a whole lot better. I can't imagine, here we are in March in the middle of the tourist season. You would think there would be a lot more traffic here than there is. So now we're going to merge right now onto the Interstate 95, getting off of the turnpike, and it's slow going, but at least we're going. I'm making at least 20 miles an hour. There's a sign up here, you'll see it popping up here in just a second. What does it say? Well, it talks about the toll road. Taking the toll road is really a bad idea because it goes about as slow as everything else. $3.25 to go 8 miles. I'm not going to do that. It's not that I'm cheap, it's just that it doesn't always work out that well, because the traffic is now moving good. My goodness gracious, I'm up to 35 miles an hour and heading up to 40. Now at Opelika Boulevard and Northwest 135th Street. And guess what? Getting back up to reasonable speed here, 50 miles an hour and not so much traffic. This was probably, so far, I don't want to rain on my own parade here because I don't know what's going to happen when I get a little further down, but presumably the way things are going, it should be easy peasy. I always find that kind of interesting since my daughter is married to Andy Peasy, so she's known as Kimberly Easy Peasy. Not so great. Anyway, okay, that's my update, and it's 10:02 according to my clock in the car, so I'm kind of ahead of schedule. Check in with you when I get to Panorama. Alrighty folks, check it out. I'm coming up on 95th Street, and actually I can see the top of the Panorama building off in the distance, off to the southeast, and you can see the traffic is not bad at all. I'm making 50 miles an hour, and this is really a good thing. And coming up right now, coming up right now 95th Street, and then the next is 81st and then 79th Street. And when you're moving along at 55 miles an hour, my speed limit, of course, you can see here is 60 miles an hour. This is not bad at all for this time of day. That was the easiest time I ever had going through the Golden Glades in recent times, like in the past year or two. Okay, check in. And look at this. This is hard to believe. I'm actually going 60 miles an hour here. Over there's the Panorama building. You can't see it, but it's over there on the left-hand side. I can see the little tower on the top of it. And you're beginning to see it about 121st Street. This is now coming up on 62nd Street, and keep on moving here. These are the signs to go to the Miami airport. And as we get down here a little bit further, it's going to be a little bit more congested, of course, because that's where you get on the highway to take you, on the interstate to take you over to Miami Beach, out to the airport, and then we'll get to the next intersection or exit that'll take you to downtown Miami, Biscayne Boulevard, Miami Avenue, and so forth. So we'll just keep this camera rolling here for a minute or two and get an idea of what it's like to do this many, 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 many times. Plain view of Panorama right here from where we are right now. This is where all the roads are going to bear off and go to the airport. If we were to make a right here, we would go to the Miami International Airport. If we make almost a right, you'd go to Miami Beach on 195. We're staying on 95 now. And get over here a little bit closer to the middle. You can see these little posts here. That's the HOV lane. And that was the one that cost $3.20 to go like 8 miles or 7 miles. But obviously there was no need to do that today. I can see the red lights coming on now as we begin to get a little bit further south here. The tail lights are beginning to light up here. Up on the exit to 395, that takes you to the Port of Miami, and then also over to Miami Beach. Alrighty, we're now down to 20 miles an hour. Not so bad. It's still only 11:10. I mean, we're not even. See, I left at 7:30 in the morning. It was 144 miles from Vero Beach down here, and it told me that I would be there by 10:30. And it looks like there's a reasonably good possibility I could be there by 10:30, which would be really the first time in a long time that I actually arrived on time. It means it's approximately 3 hours, 144 miles from Vero Beach down by way of the turnpike. Now, it's not unusual for the traffic to slow up like this at this particular area because we're just beginning to come into the main part of Miami. I saw a sign the other day. It said, Miami is only 1 hour from Miami, which I thought was very cool because if you live in Miami, you can actually live in Miami and still be an hour away from downtown Miami, and it's only like 10 miles. Okay, the Port of Miami exit right here is exit 2D. It goes over to the Port of Miami. We're not going to do that. We're going to go straight here. To the right, if we were going to the right, that would be 14th Street. So we're getting right down to the heart of downtown Miami on 95. Okay, we're going to sort of inch over here a little bit because I want to stay on 95 South, but I also want to be in the left lane because I want to get off on a road that takes me to Miami Avenue. It'll cross the bridge on Miami Avenue, and that will take us down to Brickell Avenue, and then turning over to Brickell Bay Drive. Obviously, this is in real time because I didn't turn the camera off. Coming thing up here is a sign that says Miami Avenue, downtown Miami, 3/4 of a mile. So that's the exit that I want to take, and I'm in the appropriate lane to do that. See all these big tall buildings over there on the right hand side. Nice, practically new building, just being finished. Not as tall as Panorama is, but Miami has a fairly low crime rate. There's no taxes. The state of Florida has no income tax. And I'm taking the road that says downtown Miami, Miami Avenue. Now I don't want to get on Biscayne. There's a sign there to Biscayne. I want to get on Miami Avenue. So I'm going to tool around here. I'm going to start taking the train in the foreseeable future. The station isn't going to be open in Fort Pierce until Vero Stewart until 2027, so I'm going to drive down to West Palm Beach and take it. I have not really done that yet. All right, now I'm going to bear left here, and if you go straight, you'll be on Biscayne, and I'm going to be on Miami Avenue, come down here, and at the light, I'm going to hang a right. This is going to take us across the Miami River. There's a little drawbridge at Miami River. We're right in getting right in almost the heart of Miami now. And dead ahead here is, you'll see all these big buildings in front of us, and you'll also notice here, I'm going to get into great, terrible. Oh, guess what? I think the bridge is going to go up. This could be the first time that I've been down here when the bridge actually went up, the drawbridge. So at least there's, well, wait a minute. So really, all I know is there's a gate down and nothing's moving. This is kind of unusual. See, all of a sudden we're just, like 3 miles from Panorama, and I can't go anywhere. What's going on here? And there's a truck in front of me, so I can't really see what's happening. But oh yes, it is a drawbridge. And the drawbridge is now going up, so we'll turn the camera off for the moment. Alrighty folks, the bridge is down. Actually, there were 2 bridges. They're both, one on one side of the highway and one on the other. One of them didn't want to cooperate very well, but it only took about 7 minutes out of my schedule to make that bridge go up and down. And there's a lot of bridges along here. They don't have tunnels like they have in Fort Lauderdale. Route 1 has a tunnel that they put in the early 60s, and that really was a great idea. A lot of people thought it was a real waste of money, but it was a good idea, and I can imagine down here that would be a good idea as well. Now there's a little roundabout here that I'm going to go 3/4 of the way around. So I'm on the south side of Miami. Miami City is just to the north of us over there where you see those big buildings. Now I'm on the south side of the Miami River, and we'll go down here and we'll get on Brickell Drive. So we're kind of in the heart of the, I don't know what they call this, whether they call it the Brickell area or not, but there's lots of little restaurants here, and we're staying at the Panorama building, in any of the apartments there, or the Marriott, or someplace like that. This is the neighborhood that you would be in. It's a nice nice church over there. Whether it's a Lutheran or Presbyterian, not quite sure what that is. Traffic is always kind of bad here to get onto Brickell, just because there's a light just to the north of us, and that's where there's another bridge here. Alrighty, no big deal. Perfect, easy peasy. So now we're on Brickell. Panorama is on Brickell Bay Drive, and this is Brickell Avenue. And it's also Route 1. It goes all the way down to Key West. Come on, let's go, let's go. Traffic is always slow on Brickell. It's a busy street. Just about a mile away from the Panorama building. Come on, let's go here, folks. Let's go, let's go, let's really go. I'm gonna turn left here. Okay, missed that street. This is Brickell Avenue. And then when you turn left here, there's another little island. If you go straight ahead, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually turn to the right. Alrighty, folks, the bridge is down. Actually, there were two bridges. They both, one on one side of the highway and one on the other. One of them didn't want to cooperate very well, but it only took about 7 minutes out of my schedule to make that bridge go up and down. And there's a lot of bridges along here. They don't have tunnels like they have in Fort Lauderdale. Route 1 has a tunnel that they put in the early 60s, and that really was a great idea. A lot of people thought it was a real waste of money, but it was a good idea, and I can imagine down here that would be a good idea as well. Now, there's a little roundabout here that I'm going to go 3/4 of the way around. So I'm on the south side of Miami. Miami City is just to the north of us over there where you see those big buildings. Now I'm on the south side of the Miami River, and we'll go down here and we'll get on Brickell Drive. So we're kind of in the heart of the, I don't know what they call this, whether they call it the Brickell area or not, but there's lots of little restaurants here, and we're staying at the Panorama building in any of the apartments there, or the Marriott or someplace like that. This is the neighborhood that you would be in. So nice church over there. I don't know whether it's a Lutheran or Presbyterian, not quite sure what that is. Traffic is always kind of bad here to get onto Brickell, just because there's a light just to the north of us, and that's where there's another bridge here. Alrighty, no big deal. Perfect, easy peasy. So now we're on Brickell. Panorama is on Brickell Bay Drive, and this is Brickell Avenue. And it's also Route 1. It goes all the way down to Key West. Come on, let's go, let's go. Traffic is always slow on Brickell. It's a busy street. Just about a mile away from the Panorama building. Come on, let's go here, folks. Let's go, let's go, let's really go. I'm gonna turn left here. Okay, I missed that street. This is Brickell Avenue. And then when you turn left here, there's another little island. If you go straight ahead, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually turn to the right. Okay, well, I was doing just fine, and then of course you hit every red light. Sorry about that, but I'm still going to be here at 10:30. What about that? That's absolutely amazing. And directly ahead of us is a hotel. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, Mandarin Oriental. That's on a little island straight ahead of us here on this road. And very nice hotel. I've stayed there a couple of times. Also on Brickell, very close to, that's the Mandarin Oriental there. Very close to Panorama is a Marriott, a JW Marriott, and nice hotel, very expensive hotel, but nice hotel. And right up the street from that, and this is Panorama coming up here, has that kind of sloping front, you'll see. Kind of a strange way to get into it. Sneak on down there. You'll see the kind of sloping front there, and then somebody parks right by this. Always is strange because you wouldn't know to turn in here. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but here we are. Then you drive into Panorama like this, and you swing around here. Guy's been parking cars here forever, and here we are. On the left is the Panorama building, and we're here. Quickly, I'm going to take you through a couple of slides here. This is when you arrive at Panorama. The building on the right is a hollow building. It's 1101 Brickell Avenue, and the building on the left is the Panorama building. So that's on Brickell Bay Drive. Next slide here is going to show you the entrance to Panorama Building. Again, another picture of the entrance to the building when you walk in, and the first thing you see here is the lobby, and you can see the mezzanine floor up there and the lights in the ceiling. Another little shot of the lobby, beautiful floors, nice white marble floors. This is what it's going to look like at the top of the building right now. This is on March of 2024, and it shows the antennas that we have up there and antennas that are being put up there as we speak. Next is coming picture, did 2018 with Mr. Hollow and myself. He and his family are the owners of the building. And here's one with Tony and I that was taken on 2023. There's Tony and I, my best partner on the planet. Tony is top of the building, very, very top of the building. That's the last picture you're going to see him on the top of the building. As you can see, this is not my first rodeo on the top of towers. Here we are on the top of the World Building in Silver Spring, Maryland. Here I am on top of One Biscayne, and here I am on top of a tower in Chicago. So this is not my first tower deal. And this is on top of Panorama. And this is on the very top of Panorama, on the tippy top of Panorama. Nice shot. I like that picture. However, at the end of the day, you got to go to the Cheesecake Factory. And there's only one thing I get at the Cheesecake Factory. This is in West Palm Beach. On my way back, I always stop and I pick up this factory chopped salad. I could live on this for the rest of my life. Everything's in there that you could possibly need to live a really good life. So Cheesecake Factory is one of my most favorite restaurants when it comes to the actual, what do you call them? They're not fast food restaurants, but the chain restaurant. My favorite chain restaurant is Cheesecake Factory, and this one's going to survive in West Palm Beach. It's called Downtown Palm Beach, but it's not in downtown Palm Beach. It's out on PGA Boulevard. Once again, here's the top of the building. And next you will see the finished product. There you go. Have a great day. Thank you for watching the video.